All right, let's talk about a dish that's way more than just a meal. I'm talking about Taiwanese beef noodle soup. Seriously, this stuff is a national icon, a total comfort food obsession, and it's like a history lesson in a bowl.
So let's just jump right into the big question, the paradox at the heart of this whole story. How on earth did an island that once thought eating beef was basically a sin end up inventing one of the most famous beef dishes in the entire world? I mean, it sounds completely impossible, right? Well, the answer to that question tells you pretty much everything you need to know about modern Taiwan.
So to really get this soup, you first have to understand something really important about early Taiwan's culture. We need to go back to a time when a bowl of beef noodle soup, well, it would have been totally unthinkable. You have to picture it. For generations of farmers, cows weren't just livestock. No way. They were partners, almost like members of the family. These animals were out there in the fields with you, day in and day out, helping you feed everyone. They were your coworkers, your companions. So the idea of eating your work partner, it wasn't just weird. It was seen as a deep, deep betrayal, just ungrateful.
So, what happened? What flipped the switch? How did Taiwan go from basically banning beef to celebrating it? Well, the answer, like so many great stories, is found in a really chaotic, pivotal moment in history.
And this timeline here, it just lays it all out. It was a true perfect storm of events that created this dish. It all kicks off around 1949. You have this huge migration. We're talking 2 million people fleeing mainland China for Taiwan. And in that group were soldiers from Sichuan, a place known for its amazing spicy food. Suddenly, these guys are in a brand new place, and they are desperately missing the taste of home.
And here's the thing. They were actually trying to make a specific dish from back home, something called small bowl red soup beef. But they hit a major snag. They couldn't get their hands on the one key ingredient, their local Sichuan chili bean paste. So what do? You improvise. They grabbed local Taiwanese ingredients instead, like a chili paste from a place called Hokkaiama, and they ended up creating something completely new. It's why people call it a phantom dish. It was born out of homesickness, but you literally can't find it back in Sichuan.
Okay, so from that one single act of culinary creativity, this dish just exploded. It branched out into totally different styles, different philosophies, each with its own die-hard fan base. And you're about to see, this is never just about soup, it's about identity.
So basically, you've got 3 main schools of thought when it comes to this soup. Think of them as different teams. First up, you have Team Red Braised. This is the OG, the classic. A dark, super rich broth with that spicy kick from the chili bean paste. Then, on the complete other end of the spectrum, you have Team Clear Stew. This one is all about elegance, a crystal clear broth that lets the pure, clean flavor of the beef shine. And finally, the modern contender, Team Tomato. It's a newer style where the acidity from the tomatoes just cuts right through all that richness, making it bright and super refreshing.
All right, now for the fun part. Let's get into the nitty-gritty. We're going to pull back the curtain and see the real craft, the alchemy, really, that turns a few simple ingredients into an absolute masterpiece. This is where the magic happens.
So if you want to make a truly next-level bowl, it all starts with the ingredients. You have to get the best stuff. It's all about building these incredible layers of flavor right from the start. A lot of master chefs talk about a golden ratio for the beef, about 70% beef shank, which gives you that amazing tender, fall-apart texture, and 30% brisket for that beautiful, rich fat. And the doenjang, that chili bean paste, forget about it. That's the soul of the entire dish, non-negotiable. But you know the real secret ingredient here? It's time, patience. There are absolutely no shortcuts. A truly great broth, the foundation of everything, has to simmer low and slow for at least 8 hours. 8! That long, slow cook is the only way you get that deep, savory essence, that liquid gold that makes a bowl truly world-class. Okay, this right here, these 4 steps are what separate a good bowl from a mind-blowing one. It's the difference between a home cook and a master. First, searing that beef until it's deep brown, that's the Maillard reaction, and it is a total game changer for flavor. Then, frying the chili paste to wake up all those aromatics, crucial. But the real pro move, the final secret, you let the whole thing rest overnight. The meat just soaks all that flavor right back up from the broth. It's incredible.
And look, a perfect bowl isn't just about the broth and the beef. Come on, the noodle is the delivery system, right? It's the vehicle that gets that amazing broth to your mouth, so the texture has to be spot on. But I gotta say, the real unsung hero in all of this, the pickled mustard greens. That sharp, tangy crunch is the savior. It cuts right through the richness of the beef, almost like hitting a reset button for your palate, making every single spoonful feel like the first one.
So think about that journey for a second. This dish, which started so humbly, born out of hardship and people just missing home, has completely transformed. It's now a global culinary superstar, celebrated on the world's biggest stages.
Yeah, when it first started out, this was pure street food. Nothing fancy. It was cheap, filling, high-calorie fuel for students and soldiers running around Taipei. Something hearty and satisfying that felt like a little luxury even when you didn't have much money.
To this, a bowl of pure, unimaginable luxury. I'm not kidding. You can now find a bowl of beef noodle soup in Taipei that costs over $300. It's made with all these premium cuts of beef flown in from Japan, Australia, America, the works. The fact that the same dish can exist on both ends of that spectrum just shows you how versatile and respected it has become.
And that's what's so amazing. It's getting recognized at the highest levels, right? We're talking Michelin guides and the world's top food critics. But at the exact same time, it has perfected the instant noodle. Seriously, the Taiwanese instant beef noodles are famous because they come with these big, actual chunks of high-quality stewed beef right in the packet. It completely blows foreigners' minds.
But what is it about this soup? Why do people feel so strongly about it? I mean, at the end of the day, it's just beef, noodles, and broth, right? Well, not really, because that bowl is holding so much more. It's the kind of comfort food that just gets you. It meets you wherever you are in life. It's the cure for a broken heart. It's the reward you give yourself for a great month at work. And yeah, it is the only thing that's going to fix a bad hangover. It just adapts to whatever you need it to be. So when you really think about it, every single bowl tells the story of Taiwan itself. It's a story about people moving to a new place and adapting. It's about holding on to your traditions while having the courage to create something totally new. It's a story of resilience, a fusion, of figuring out who you are, all packed into one steaming, delicious bowl. So yeah, a bowl of history, comfort, and identity. The story of this soup is just a great reminder that sometimes the simplest foods carry the biggest stories. It makes you think, doesn't it? What does your soul food say about you?